We got a show going today, I'll tell you what. Hey, we meet a lot of remarkable people in this line of work, and the one that we're about to introduce you to is at the top of the list. This young woman is living an incredible existence despite being dealt some of the toughest blows that you can imagine at a young age.
Alexa Skor is a professional wake surfer and a TV personality, and she used to be a professional wakeboarder. She leads a life of courage and adventure and uses her platform to give back to the causes that helped save her life and so many others. We caught up with her on the shores of Lake Minnetonka. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. I think I know a little, but I'd love to learn more. So, are you a Minnesota native?
I am. I grew up in Spicer, Minnesota, out in western Minnesota, on beautiful Green Lake, and that's where I fell in love with water sports. I was on the Little Crow ski team at 9 years old, so climbing to the top of the pyramids, barefooting, jumping, doing all kinds of crazy water stuff.
And they still do that. I saw that you were part of it at 4th of July.
Yeah, I made a little cameo, made a little alumni appearance on the 4th of July, which was super fun, but just a very special little thing, especially to happen in a small town like that. So that's really where I fell in love with the water. Around 13, 14, my older sister introduced me to wakeboarding, and I had to do everything she was doing, you know, at the time. So I fell in love with wakeboarding. I was a gymnast. I loved the water. It kind of combined all my favorite things. And then was diagnosed with leukemia at 16. Chronic myeloid leukemia is a rare form of blood cancer, mostly seen in people over the age of 65. So to be diagnosed at 16 was kind of tricky, but I was very lucky at the time. There was some new medications becoming available, and I opted for this new medication as opposed to doing a bone marrow transplant like I was recommended to do, and I'm still on that medication today.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. We still don't know how long the medication will continue to work, so it's always just been kind of like kicking the can down the road on borrowed time, but enjoying it while it lasts.
And staying super healthy
Yes.
by doing this, right?
Yes, exactly. Staying very active and trying to have a positive mindset and surrounding myself with great people. Ended up going pro in wakeboarding at age 21. Got to travel the world and meet all kinds of wonderful people. Was sponsored, networked a bunch. Just had a really fun career competing in that. And then at 28, I ended up moving back to Minnesota. I changed careers into television, and the Minnesota Vikings were the first group to offer me a job. So I headed back here, worked for the Vikings for a number of years, got linked up with Ron Shera Productions. I now host 3 of their shows. So it's been just this crazy journey, but for it to all come back to the lakes of Minnesota is just so fun and full circle. I never thought I'd come back here. So to have my life kind of centered around lake life here in Minnesota and the outdoors is just really fun.
Getting diagnosed when you were 16 and now 17 years later, how do you think that has changed your life or driven your life?
It's this really interesting balance where you want to plan long term, but you're really short term minded because you just don't know. So it's been a very interesting journey, but has allowed me to just live in the moment more than I would have. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so today we are going to wake surf.
Yeah.
So if someone has never seen this before, tell us a little bit about your boat. Why does it make a wave? Why do people love it?
Yeah, my boat is the Mastercraft XT24. It's my favorite boat in the Mastercraft model, of course. Mastercraft has been around for decades. They were the first group to make a wake boat, so very proud to be a part of their team. This boat takes on water. You can fill it up with water. It's called ballast, so that's going to sink the boat a little bit lower in the water. And then we have a tab system. And with that tab system, we can alter the shape of the wake. So if we push one side down, it creates this really nice wave mimicking an ocean wave, but it's real consistent and it's never ending.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, isn't that nice? So you're going about 11 miles an hour. It's a really user-friendly sport, and that's why I enjoy it so much. You can get a five-year-old out there, or you can get an 85-year-old out there, and everyone's in the same boat there to enjoy. So today we're gonna see what you guys got.
See what the team has.
Look at them big feet.
Oh yeah, we did. We did this on a fabulous foggy morning, and we love Alexa, and we had a great time. We're going to show that next weekend. We'll see how we do with the surfing, but One thing that a lot of people have been talking about, and just recently there was a study about how boats in general and wake surf boats are disturbing the lakes and the bottoms, and we need to talk about it. So at Lake Minnetonka last summer, they made a new rule where you have to be 300 feet from the shoreline. I want to say, as a person who wake surfs a lot, or we do this a lot, you don't want to be in shallow water because then the wave is shorter. So optimally, you want to be in the middle of the lake, and you want to be in over 20 feet of water. 20 feet. Yeah, you want to be in a lot of water.
Because if you're more shallow, it stirs up the sediment on the bottom and it can disturb a number of processes.
So there are rules, and so if you're thinking about doing it, you do really want to go to lakes that are deeper than 20 feet, and you want to be in the middle. But again, there is absolutely that out there. So we wanted to mention that. And again, Alexa, what an amazing woman.
She has gotten a glimpse at the mortality we all face earlier in her life, and her overcoming that is inspiring. We love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, she really is.
And we'll see if Sammy and I can get up on the
yeah,
surfboard.
we're going to show it at the fair, so we're looking forward to that. We had a great morning out there.